So, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. A lot of people might be wondering what Clean Drops is, or what the mission is here, or who's helping out. So I just want to start off by sharing like a quick story. 2 months ago, around April, I was sitting with my uncle visiting from Pakistan, and we were watching an NBA basketball game. And you know, people from Pakistan are not very big fans of basketball. So I saw that he was off thinking about something else, wondering about something else. So I asked him, I was like, "Uncle, what are you thinking about?" He replied to me that I'm thinking about my mother. And his mother had just recently passed away in Pakistan. So I knew that he was going through his pain, so gave him the support, saying, "Inshallah, may Allah grant her the best place in Jannah, give you patience." And I asked him, he asked me, "Do you know why my mom passed away?" And I was like, "Yeah, my mom told me she was sick and in the hospital." But then he stopped me and said, "No." He was drinking a glass of water. He pointed to that and he said, "My mom didn't have this luxury back in Pakistan. And that's why she passed away." And that's when it hit me that water had no value to us here. For us, it's a daily use activity. But for people back home or in any places in the world, Latin America, Africa, Southeast Asia, it's a huge problem. So I thought to myself that this son lost probably one of the most precious gifts Allah can give to you, a mom, over a small glass of water that wasn't clean. And especially in the day and age that we live. We live in an age where iPhones come out every year, infrastructure gets built bigger and bigger, but yet one of the 3 basic necessities in life we can't provide to a billion people on this planet. That's the day and age we live in. So after that, I started to do a couple of research, looked around, and it shocked me to find out how simple it is to provide clean water, not just in Pakistan or India, all over the world. There's solutions for everyone on every budget. So I was like, we need to do something here in Charlotte. So I got together got the recommendations of my old Sunday school teachers, community leaders, and so we came up with this called Clean Drops. And inshallah tonight, I hope you'll learn more about it. We have PowerPoint and video. But before all that, I want to invite one of the local imams who's always supported us throughout all of our ventures. Imam Khalil Akbar, he's done a lot for the community. He's a pioneer. And I want to invite him to say a couple of words. Imam?
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم أما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters, I'm really pleased and happy to be here for this occasion. And when I see what's going on with Brother Nakash and some of the young people, when I'm looking at this audience, I see the passing of the time. Passing of the baton. And so I want to congratulate them because this work they're involved in is so very, very important. Yes, they say clean water we take for granted in America, but I think we should be aware of some of the politics that are going on with the water, especially here in North Carolina. Now I'm told that some of the streams are so polluted that if you take a match and strike a match, the water will actually catch on fire. And they're playing politics. Now, we don't have a problem right now on the level that they have in some of these so-called undeveloped countries. But we are moving towards having a real problem. There was a time when I was a young man growing up in Georgia that I can go out and get water out of a well. And with nice, clean water. Now, if I want good water, I have to go down the food line and buy it. And I have to go to some other places to buy. Now, we're not at the critical stage that they are in some of these countries. But if we don't get involved in the political process, it can really happen right here in America. So I'm honored to be here with you young people, and some of the people my age. I look out there, I see a few grays. I see some of the people that I've worked with for years. And we're thankful to Allah to have this opportunity to see our young people move forward and grab a baton and do this wonderful work. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Imam. I not only want to thank Imam Khalil, but I want to thank Brother Mohammed Yusuf, who's a Pakistan cricket player. He came in attendance in this program. Thank Imam Yahya, and thank Imam Atif, our local beloved Imams, for accepting our invitation to speak here at this event. So, brothers, moving forward, I just want to call up next Imam Yahya, the Imam of Mass, Muslim American Society, to come share with us what he feels on this subject. And we all know Imam Yahya, he needs no introduction. He's an all-star Charlotte Muslim League basketball player as well. So I want him to continue to speak.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله. It is the nature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, rahmah. That is why He says after the beginning of every single surah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of, in the honor of, in the remembrance of, embracing the reality of the beneficence, the compassion, the mercy, the selflessness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If He was a selfish entity, nothing would exist. So as Muslims, those who submit to His will, the next ayah in the Quran says, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And the order is very much intended by divine wisdom. Bismillah, recognizing His beneficence, His constant showering of favors and bounties that we soak up every breath of every moment of every hour of every day. And as the Sheikh said, we often take it for granted. Whether we're here or there, in Nevada, in California, and places in Texas, they don't have water right now. If you didn't know this, everybody thinks America is just, Jannah or something like this. No, we got our problems. But as Muslims, we have an ummah. We have a relationship spiritually with a certain people who declared the oneness of God and who embraced the finality of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So if you want to truly mean Alhamdulillah, to show gratitude and praise to the one who has given you rahmah, then you have to have actions that confirm that reality. You cannot say Alhamdulillah and it be empty from your actions. Imma shakira wa imma kafura. We have tested the person and guided them to know the reality. Either their actions will prove grateful or ungrateful, right? So there are various ways of being grateful. There's an ayah of the Quran which we all memorize and know. It says, يا بني آدم خذوا زينتكم عند كل مسجد وكلوا واشربوا ولا تسرفوا إنه لا يحب المسرفين. It says in the Quran, when you go to a masjid, when you go to the mosque, make sure you have good clothing on, some sort of nice adornment, that you come respectable. And then when you eat and drink, feel free to do so, with one condition. If you're going to be grateful that you've been blessed with food and water, make sure that you limit yourself to that which you need. So my first message to you is that we only take what we need. How many of you have seen somebody just turns that water off, shh, throwing around wudu, and it looks like somebody took a shower in there? We're laughing. Somebody might take that as funny, but actually it's a very serious reality. People with these, imagine how many of these are going to be thrown away half full. Imagine. And we got the small ones probably for this purpose, right? This is very serious. To be grateful for the blessing of water, we have to use it as people who take care of its worth and value. We have to be careful about how we use our water. Now at the same time, for me to be truly grateful that I've been blessed with water, I have to make sure that others have water. And that is the beneficence, the selflessness. I don't work for myself. The Prophet ﷺ said, خَيْرُكُمْ أَنْفَعُكُمْ لِلنَّاسِ. The best of you are those who are most beneficial towards others. So the Prophet ﷺ was with his companions. As Abu Sa'id al-Khudri narrates in Sahih Muslim, it says, كنا في سفر مع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذ جاء رجل على راحلة له. So they are going on travel, and this is the narrators that commentated. They said this was in the early time in Medina, and the Muslims were struggling financially. They had hardship. And so the Prophet ﷺ is with them in this travel, and some guy comes up, and all he has is his camel. He has nothing else. And he says, فَيَصْرِفُ بَصَرَهُ يَمِينًا وَشِمَالًا. Right? So the Prophet ﷺ noticed he just kind of looking around at people on his camel. And the Prophet felt from him a certain thing. فَقَالَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ مَنْ كَانَ لَهُ زَادُ ظَهْرٍ فَلْيَعُدْ بِهِ عَلَى مَنْ لَا ظَهْرٍ لَهُ. And the Prophet ﷺ said, if somebody here has some transportation and there's extra room, make sure that somebody else can ride with them, and make sure somebody else has something to ride. وَمَنْ كَانَ مَعَهُ فَضْلُ زَادٍ فَلْيَعُدْ بِهِ عَلَى مَنْ لَا زَادَ لَهُ. وذكر أصناف المال فرأينا أنه لا حق لأحد منا في فضل. For the Prophet ﷺ, he told them, he said, whoever has extra food or water, then they are obliged to give whatever is extra to someone else until everybody has what they need. This is the Prophet ﷺ and how he taught. We're a community, we work together, we work as parts of one whole, right? الْمُؤْمِنُ لِلْمُؤْمِنِ كَالْبُنْيَانِ يَشُدُّ بَعْضُهُ بَعْضًا. The believer to another believer is like a building. We all are bricks, and the cement is our faith and our giving and our good, selfless, generous deeds that we do for each other. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we remember our place today in a very special blessing with so much extra wealth, so much extra purified water and food and so forth, that we fulfill our responsibility in showing gratitude for our blessings, and that we fulfill the command of Allah Azza wa Jal, تعاونوا على البر والتقوى ولا تعاونوا على الإثم والعدوان. Work together in righteousness and piety, and do not work with people in sin and enmity and transgression. So this is our responsibility. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that everybody's hearts and wallets are touched with the responsibility that we all hold. Not one person in this room should leave here without doing something to make sure that people in Southeast Asia who do not have clean water can have clean water. Jazakumullahu khairan wa subhanallah.